Hello YouTube, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another diecast video, and we're just going to take a look at some 143rd stuff. So I have dabbled in 143rd over the last year, and really it was kind of inspired by Hot Wheels putting out 143rd scale cars. I've got what, who knows, might end up being the last two to ever come out. We've got the Nissan Skyline GTR. Of course, this one was probably the most heavily anticipated one. And then the Mercedes AMG GT3 are the last two. I've already looked at, well, some of them. We haven't seen this one. I just picked this one up in the store because these are hanging everywhere. You can still find them right now. I don't know if these will end up showing up at Target or not. A hobby dealer had them, and my buddy Todd got a case of them. So he had 3 of each of these, and he sold me, one of each of the AMG and the Nissan Skyline. So now I've got the whole set. So that includes the Countach, the Corvette, and the Jeep, which I've already picked up from Target. And this I ended up grabbing at Target just to complete the first 6 cars of the set. And then I've got some random 143rd here, kind of as a compare-contrast, because we've got this stuff, which is available on the secondhand market nowadays. I got these off of a Facebook seller that sells mostly 1/64 scale diecast, so I got a lot of these for like $5 each, so really cheap there. So we're gonna kind of open some stuff up. Oh, and then I got kind of an old school one here. This is an Ertl. We'll take a look at this too. This is my buddy, my local buddy got this for me at the local meet and gave it to me. Well, actually, let's open up this one first and just take a peek at it. We're kind of going to blaze through this stuff. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I just wanted to get these open, and I'm going to just destroy this packaging, unfortunately. And go ahead and open it up. And we will take a look here. So this is a Ferrari 61 Ferrari SWB. You see it's got some orange peel on the paint. Oh no, it's got these wires. I hate these wires. This one is probably not going to go, well, maybe I'll put it back in the box, I don't know. I absolutely despise this. This is the worst form of packaging ever, is when they do the cardboard and then they do these wires. I hate this. And actually, I may not, what are we going to do here? They're just such a nightmare to get off. So I'm just going to leave it like this, unfortunately. I guess it's convenient to hold the car like this. I'm sure it rolls once you get it out of there. It's a plastic base. It's a metal body. We get sort of inserted details for the headlights and some detail all around. Some orange peel in the paint job. I don't know how old this thing is. It's copyright date on the back is 1990. So it's getting up there. Die-cast metal body, rubber tires, semi-detailed. It's not super detailed, but kind of a cool little 143rd Ferrari. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to cut these wires off, or I'm just going to put this right back in the package where I got it. I am not sure, but we're going to leave it at that for now. And then the other thing I wanted to look at is these Minichamps have kind of been the stuff that I have been picking up, are these. And we'll just start with this Mercedes-Benz SL class. This packaging's falling apart. The glue's starting to come apart. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of try to keep these together, because these end up going back into their boxes. I'm going to have to fix this box now, of course, making it more complicated, but whatever. How does this actually go down? It must. Look at this. Articulating top. Wow, I've never seen. That goes down. This has to lift up. And then. I've never seen something like this. What the heck? This would have to flip down, right? I'm going to end up breaking this. Let's get it off the base. I'd like to get the top down. So one screw holding it on the base. Save all these little plastic bits. Get them out of the way for now. That rear deck has to go down, I would think. Because it's not going to sit up. Or maybe, no. I'm not sure. But we'll take a look at the car. Nice and detailed. These auto art ones are really nice. They are plastic base. They're screwed together. So I guess worst case scenario, if I had to, I could take this thing apart. So this trunk lid lifts up. This flips. And I'm not sure how to get that down. Or that we should really spend a bunch of time playing with it. But so I'm sure this is supposed to be able to flip down and actually close the top. And that's going to take some figuring out. It has to flip down, and this would have to go over the top of it, right? There's no way this stays up. Pretty nifty, though, huh? Rolls really good. Kind of cool. All right, well, we're going to move on from that for now. And then I've got this guy right here. This is a Audi A8. We'll pull this thing out of the box. Same sort of deal. Comes in an acrylic case. And the reason why I'm pulling these out really is so we can kind of compare them to Hot Wheels. This is a sort of a second episode that I've done like this, where we've looked at these. Oh shoot, I don't want to lose the screw. I'm trying to keep this all together. And here's this car. No articulating features on this one. We got details up front. Details in the rear. As you should with 1/43 scale. Lots of detail in that interior. Plastic base. It sort of rolls. And overall, it's a pretty nice looking model. Not bad, not bad. Kind of a boring car, but it is what it is. Here's kind of an interesting one, the VW Phaeton. This was a completely, my box is falling apart on this one too, so it's going to be another, get some tape out or glue it or something. Open up this guy. This one feels heavy for some reason in comparison. Still got a plastic base. Lots of details all around, navy blue. Look at the interior of this. So obviously I've got these a lot cheaper than I got the Hot Wheels for, right? 5 times cheaper. And I'm sure these are way more expensive if you try to buy them you know, off of eBay or you try to find them that way. They're probably a lot more expensive, but finding them on the secondhand market when 1/43 is just not as nearly of a popular scale to collect here in the U.S. as it is in other countries or in some other countries. What's this guy? This one is a Ford Mondeo. So that's interesting. Set that down here. There's your Ford Mondeo. These are all going to end up having to get put back in their cases because that's how I display these. I don't have a display case for 1/43. I should get maybe like a 5 or 6 car little stack display for 1/43 scale, and I can kind of rotate cars in and out of it. That would be kind of cool. So this one's got plastic base again, metal body. This one has a little bit of paint rash in the back. That's always an issue with aging die cast, so you got to be kind of careful of. This one rolls. It's a boring little car. It might be something cool to take pictures of, just because you don't really see this in a premium diecast form, I don't think, too often. But there is that guy. I'm going to set these guys off to the side here. So far out of the auto art ones, I'm going to say that Mercedes is the coolest if I can figure out how to get this this roof to actually close. So I get it, like that pops up. This pops back. This goes forward. And then this should lift up and over almost is what it should do, I think. It just doesn't want to. Huh. That's supposed to flip down. Oh, it is. Hang on. I might actually have it here. This is supposed to flip down. Man, I can't get it. Come on. I know I said I wasn't going to spend much time on this, but I would like to get it shut, because then I'm going to leave it shut. There we go. Oh, look at that. Snap shut. That is kind of a super cool feature. So that is really neat. And it's really solid, like stuck there too. So I'm going to leave it like that instead of having it open. And then these two next ones are, I don't even know where these came from. Oh, it's Minichamps. I guess they're still Minichamps. That one is anyway. I don't know what this last one is, but it's a Volvo S80. Still a Paul's model art. I don't know what the significance or who Paul is. But a lot of my Minichamps that I have are Paul's model art Minichamps. And I've got actually quite a few of them now. Probably like 10 or so. And I always thought it was goofy when this Volvo, seeing this Volvo in person with it having windshield wipers for the headlights. I always thought that was a goofy thing. Like kind of useless, right? Like, why do you really need that? To me, it's completely silly. But yeah, another kind of not exciting car, but kind of a cool thing to get. And then it's got, of course, that super detailed interior. Really, really neat. So again, just using these kind of as a comparison for what we're about to open, which is the Hot Wheels stuff. And the last one is this Ford Galaxy. And this is also a Minichamps, actually. The base is labeled Minichamps. And this is a minivan, of course. Very, very cool. And check that out. Pretty awesome. What a goofy thing. This one rolls really good. Again, plastic base, metal body, details all over the place, inserted details, good quality control. These things got to be pretty old. I don't know if I can find a date on here. No, and they're from Germany. I should mention that as well. And I don't see anything that really resembles a date. But I think Minichamps was all from Germany. Separate piece for the wipers, all that stuff. So this is the detail you should expect in a quality 1/43 scale, or a pretty semi-quality 1/43. I know some of them can get crazy expensive, but let's go ahead and get these Hot Wheels open, take a look at them real quick, see what we got. So I do like the packaging on these. I think it's pretty cool. Nice big card. And then the car. And you can kind of put everything back. And I will end up just storing these in their packaging as well, because it's just the easiest place for me to put them currently. And let's take a look at this Mustang. So these are just hanging on the shelves. There is nothing, I mean, they're just hanging there. Nobody's buying this Mustang. It's this thing's going to be a peg warmer on there for a long time. These are also showing up at Meyer too, I think is the other place that they're available. So these are riveted together. So where they differ, they're riveted together. They're metal on metal, so they're significantly heavier. They do have inserted details for headlights and taillights. They tend to not have as many delicate feeling pieces. So, and they are like a true 1/43rd scale. I mean, that's actually a really good looking Mustang. Gray, and I know it's basic. I just don't think this one really had the pizzazz that would capture the hearts and minds of our current Hot Wheel collector demographic. So I think that's why this was sitting on the pegs forever. The Countach, I think, sold really well. I think the Corvette kind of did, but only because of the novelty of it. And then the Jeep definitely sold better than this one, but I would say not as good as the Countach. And this is just based on me observing at Target what's left over. And then this thing, I don't think a lot of people could stomach purchasing this because of the price. So, all right, let's get a look at the new ones. We got the Mercedes AMG GT3. Oops, I accidentally cut the packaging, actually. Oops, instead of the sticker. I didn't think the blade was that sharp. All right. Pop this guy out. Set it down. And here's this. Pretty cool choice to try to do a race car in 1/43rd. Metal base again, riveted together construction, slick rubber tires. Again, it's got a lot of weight, and this one's got a lot of nice detail. So the graphics are very sharp. That's what we want, sharp graphics. And I think overall, this thing is pretty good looking. Rolls really smooth because there's no tread on those tires. The wing feels, it's delicate enough you could break it off, but it does feel pretty substantial. So it wouldn't be quite as easy as some of these other little pieces on the Minichamps stuff. And overall, I think it looks pretty good. It's an exciting model. I think that one's pretty good. It's too bad if these don't show up at Target. I bet you these would sell pretty decent, especially this one. So, and that's, when you're doing something risky, like we're going to go ahead and put out 1/43rd scale. I think they relied too much on Mustang and Jeep fans really wanting those vehicles and being able to do 1/43rd. The smart thing to do is this, stuff like this, a Skyline. This is a smart thing to do because these will sell, these cater to a much larger audience, I would argue, is the JDM stuff. The Lamborghini Countach, again, Lambo's pretty popular. That Countach, because the actual real car was kind of coming out or was just out at the same time as the 1/43rd scale and everybody else was doing it, it was kind of hot as well. And that's why that sold. The Corvette and the Mustang, I think they were relying too much on the fans of those brands coming out in droves and buying the stuff. And so the Corvette, Mustang, and the Jeep, rather, because, the fans of Jeep, fans of Mustangs, and fans of Corvettes are somewhat ravenous, but there's not as many of those that collect diecast, I think, as people that collect, like, this stuff, or that go nuts over Skylines and all that. I think that's more the Hot Wheels demographic that would go ahead and foot the bill and purchase these. I think this one, if it does show up at Target, it's not going to stick around on the pegs. It does look really nice. It's a good version of an R34 Nismo. It's got a lot of nice details. It looks really good. The quality control is pretty good, and I think it looks pretty nice. So I think the mistake that Hot Wheels made, honestly, is going to be their casting selection and what they decided to put in this first wave. So I shouldn't say first wave. The first wave they did pretty good with the Countach. Second wave there was really nothing, and they're all hanging on, still hanging out there. I mean, the Jeep's cool. The Mustang looks nice. It's just it's nothing special. So I think that's a problem. You know, I think maybe what they should have done is they should have done some crazy gasser. Why not? If they would have done like a 55 Chevy Bel Air Gaster, made it like realistic looking, and you know, if they would have done that, I guarantee that would be popular. Any sort of Gaster or something like that. They still got to keep like some Hot Wheels flavor in these 1/43 scale cars, not just stock stuff. The race car fits. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah. That's my opinion. You guys let me know what you guys think about the 1/43 line. Do you think it's done after these 6 cars? It's going to get scrapped? I don't know. I don't know how well these sold overseas either, so it's possible that they did okay then. But if you really want to get some 1/43 scale stuff, you can find some on the secondhand market. And if you're patient, you can find cheap stuff that actually is pretty cool. Maybe not as desirable of cars. Like this, I don't think it's nice, but I don't think this would sell really good at a Target either. So it's all about casting choice, and they should have put out some real bangers right away. In the first 6 cars should have all been like must-haves for Hot Wheels collectors. So they could have put out like a VW, like a cool combi style kind of car, you know, like a shortened VW bus. If they would have done something like that in 1/43, that would have been popular. Just think of your popular, a Porsche would have been good. So any popular Hot Wheels existing casting, if they would have put it out in 1/43 and done a good job, I would argue actually if they put out like just a straight up DeLorean in 1/43, that actually probably would have done well too. So I don't know. I think it's kind of a missed opportunity, a little bit, but we'll see if the line continues. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I appreciate your thoughts always. Thank you so much for hanging with me for a 1/43 scale video, and have a good day.